Most people believe credit card rewards are just small bonuses, harmless perks meant to make spending feel a little better. But the shocking truth is that banks quietly design rewards to confuse you, delay you, and make sure most people never claim what they are truly owed, creating a hidden system where billions of dollars are left on the table every year while cardholders assume they are winning when they are not. Welcome to Meta Economy Lab, where you can learn and understand more about the economy and related topics, so you can subscribe to the channel for continuous learning. You could be missing hundreds of dollars in rewards every year, and the most part is that it is not because rewards are hard to earn, but because the system is intentionally complex, buried in fine print, and structured to benefit banks far more than consumers who believe they are playing a fair game. To understand how this happened, we have to go back to when credit cards were first introduced as convenience tools, not profit machines, during the mid-20th century, when banks simply wanted people to use plastic instead of cash, offering small incentives to build trust and adoption. As card usage exploded in the 1980s and 1990s, banks realized something powerful. Rewards change behavior, encouraging people to spend more, swipe more often, and carry balances longer, turning what looked like generosity into one of the most profitable financial strategies ever created. The modern rewards system is built on a quiet contradiction, because while banks advertise points and miles as free money, they rely on the fact that most users will never fully understand redemption rules, expiration dates, category limits, or hidden restrictions. Here is a statistic that rarely gets discussed. Industry studies estimate that billions of dollars in earned credit card rewards expire unused every year, not because people forget entirely, but because claiming them feels confusing, time-consuming, or intentionally frustrating. Imagine earning money that slowly evaporates unless you navigate a maze where every turn is designed to slow you down. And that is exactly how rewards portals, rotating categories, minimum redemption thresholds, and blackout dates quietly work together. One overlooked detail is that rewards are often most valuable only under very specific conditions, such as transferring points to travel partners, redeeming during short promotional windows, or stacking offers that banks rarely explain clearly. Most people redeem points the easiest way possible, like statement credits or gift cards, without realizing they are often choosing the lowest value option, sometimes worth half of what those points could be worth elsewhere. Banks know this, and they quietly depend on human psychology, because convenience always beats optimization, and the easier the redemption button, the less value you usually receive. Another hidden trick involves rotating bonus categories, where cards advertise high rewards on groceries, gas, or dining, but require manual activation, strict spending caps, and precise timing, ensuring many people miss the window entirely. This is not accidental design. It is behavioral engineering, because banks want just enough people to benefit to advertise success stories, while the majority generate swipe fees without fully cashing in. Swipe fees, also known as interchange fees, are another part of the story most consumers never see, where merchants pay banks every time you use your card, quietly funding rewards programs while also raising prices for everyone. In other words, you're often paying for your own rewards through higher prices. Yet banks still profit, because not everyone redeems equally, and not everyone understands how to play the system efficiently. Consider travel rewards, which are often marketed as luxurious escapes, but behind the scenes rely on limited award availability, dynamic pricing, and blackout periods that make it difficult to use points when you actually want to travel. Airlines and banks coordinate these systems carefully, knowing that a dream vacation sounds better in marketing than it feels when you are stuck refreshing availability screens at midnight. Cashback cards feel simpler, but even here banks quietly cap earnings, exclude certain purchases, and reduce value through inflation over time, while advertising flat percentages that feel stable and safe. One subtle shift many people miss is how banks adjust rewards quietly without announcements, changing redemption values or adding restrictions, while marketing materials remain largely unchanged. This creates a slow erosion effect, where rewards feel the same but deliver less purchasing power year after year, especially when inflation rises faster than reward rates. Banks also rely heavily on breakage, a term used internally to describe rewards that are earned but never redeemed, which directly increases profit margins without raising interest rates or fees. Breakage happens when points expire, accounts close, minimum thresholds are not met, or redemption rules become too confusing to bother with, all of which are carefully optimized outcomes. The most revealing insight is that banks do not fear informed users, they count on uninformed ones. Because a small group of optimized users is outweighed by millions who overspend or underredeem. There are consumers who consistently extract more value than banks expect. But they are exceptions, not the rule, and banks quietly adjust programs to limit how many people can join that group. This tension creates a silent arms race between reward optimizers and financial institutions. Where rules tighten gradually, benefits get diluted, and marketing becomes louder to distract from shrinking value. Another uncomfortable truth is that rewards often encourage spending that would not have happened otherwise, turning small bonuses into large financial traps when balances are carried, and interest wipes out rewards entirely. A card offering 2% cashback means nothing if the balance accrues interest at 20%. Yet banks rarely emphasize this math because rewards feel tangible while interest feels abstract. The system works best for banks when people focus on earning points rather than avoiding debt, because interest revenue far outweighs the cost of rewards. Yet within this system, there are still rewards banks would prefer you not fully understand, such as stacking limited-time merchant offers, using shopping portals, or combining loyalty programs strategically. These opportunities exist quietly, often buried in apps or emails, because they reward attention, discipline, and patience, qualities that banks know most users struggle to maintain consistently. The real lesson is not that rewards are scams, but that they are tools, and like any tool, they benefit the person who understands how they work, not the one who assumes they are automatic. Understanding rewards means reading terms, tracking expiration dates, choosing higher value redemptions, and treating rewards as a byproduct of smart spending rather than a reason to spend. As regulations shift and banks face pressure from rising interest rates, inflation, and competition, rewards programs will likely become more restrictive, more complex, and harder to maximize for casual users. This raises a bigger question about the future, where rewards may increasingly favor high-income, highly organized consumers, leaving everyday users with shrinking benefits masked by flashy marketing. So here are 3 clear takeaways to remember. First, rewards are earned money and should be treated seriously, not casually. Second, the easiest redemption option is often the least valuable. And third, rewards never beat interests, so avoiding debt matters more than earning points. The warning is simple but important, because as banks tighten rules and reduce transparency, the cost of not understanding your rewards will quietly increase, even if the marketing stays the same. If this changed how you see your credit cards, take a moment to like the video, share your experience in the comments, and subscribe so you can keep learning how the financial system really works behind the scenes. Meta Economy Lab gives you new perspective to see and understand more about the economy and related topics, so you can subscribe to the channel for continuous learning.